Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. It's Code Karen. Welcome to r/Am I the A-hole, where we have one incredible story with comments and an update. If you are new to this channel, a sub would be great. Tap that notification bell. Let's jump right in. Am I the a-hole for getting in the middle of a family drama? My dad learned about my sister's abortion and punished her by revealing her secret adoption papers. My sister Amanda never met her biological mom. My dad raised her alone until she was about 1 year old, and then he met and married my mom. My younger brother and I were born several years later. Amanda knew that my mom wasn't her biological mother. She started pressuring my dad for information about her mom when she was around 16, but my dad always gave her vague answers and refused to talk about her bio mom, which put a strain on their relationship. Enter my uncle, who revealed the family secret at a family party. Apparently, Amanda's mom was young when she found out she was pregnant and wanted an abortion, but my dad and his parents were able to bribe her to have the baby. They offered her money if she continued with the pregnancy, and she accepted. My grandparents gave her half of that money when she was pregnant, and the other half when she waived her parental rights and my dad got sole custody. My uncle was never supposed to tell Amanda about this, and my grandparents were furious. Amanda was stunned and stopped her efforts to meet her bio mom. She never mentioned her birth mom again. A month ago, Amanda found out that she was pregnant. The pregnancy was an accident. She switched birth controls. The problem is that Amanda is in med school and is about to start her surgical residency. Her hours are insane, and it is basically impossible to raise a baby while working these erratic shifts, so she wanted an abortion. The problem is that Mark, her fiancé of 6 years, wanted her to keep the baby. This caused a huge fight. In a desperate attempt to convince Amanda to keep the baby, Mark told my dad about the pregnancy. Up until that point, no one in our family knew about her pregnancy. Dad pleaded with her, and they got into an enormous fight. Amanda got the abortion. Mark ended up breaking up with her, and everyone is obviously devastated. Fast forward to the holidays. We were exchanging gifts, and when everyone had finished giving each other gifts, my dad got up and gave Amanda her present. In front of everyone, he gave her an envelope and told her to open it. It was 3 pictures with something written on the back of each one: a name, an address, and a phone number. Dad told her that he was tired of babying her, that these were photos of her bio mom and her 2 sons. He contacted her bio mom, and she is willing to speak with Amanda. He gave her Amanda's phone number. What was really hurtful was what my dad said next. He said that he thinks that they will have a great relationship since they are so similar, meaning they both had a decision to make about a pregnancy, and Amanda's mom chose life. Amanda broke down crying. I ended up in a big fight with my dad and called him a monster and other obscenities for doing that to her. We ended up leaving, and Amanda spent the rest of the holidays crying on my shoulder. She has been a mess since then. As for the rest of my family, my younger brother laughed and called me a Grinch for creating a huge scene and ruining Christmas, and my mom was silent during the whole thing. My dad has not spoke to any of us for months. Am I the a-hole for calling my dad all sorts of bad names and getting in the middle of something that is really between him and Amanda? Or is my dad the a-hole for blowing up this family with these secret adoption papers? Let's head to the comments. Ahab Must Die says, "So, if I'm reading this correctly, your dad gave Amanda the info not because of her curiosity about her mom, but to twist the knife because she got an abortion and says she's as heartless as her own mother? If so, that's pretty low. Anyway, your dad is a controlling, heartless creep. Your mom also sucks for staying silent, and your brother for laughing. You and Amanda are, of course, not the a-holes. I hope she's able to heal from this and maybe get something positive out of connecting with her bio mom. I hope your dad makes the first attempt at trying to heal this family." Yesterday or Today says, "Your dad and Mark are the a-holes here. Mark, because he should have never betrayed Amanda by telling her dad about the pregnancy. And your dad, because he used his history with Amanda's mom to try to convince her to keep the baby. Your dad is acting out, and honestly, being a total jerk. However, I see his side of things too. He gave up a lot for Amanda's mom to keep Amanda, and years later, when Amanda is presented with a similar situation, she did exactly what her bio mom wanted to do. I think your dad probably sympathizes with Mark. He was in the exact same spot as he was years ago. But to give her that surprise information as a punishment is going too far. One of the worst things you can do to someone who had a parent who was abusive or who was not present in their life is to compare someone to that parent. By saying that Amanda's bio mom and she are so similar is saying you are just like your mother. He did that to hurt her, so I agree. He was indeed a monster. Amanda must be an emotional wreck hearing that from her own dad. Will Die Alone with Cat says, Amanda and her birth mom do have something in common. Both are victims of a super controlling family. Her mother was a 19-year-old in a relationship, got pregnant, and wanted an abortion, most likely to pursue her career. Instead, her boyfriend pressured her to keep the baby, paid her off, but made a requirement that she wouldn't be compensated unless she signed away her rights, giving up any opportunity for a relationship with her child. And Amanda's real mother was just barely an adult at that age. That's manipulative as all get out. On top of that, your sister has a father who sat on the information about her birth mother for her entire life. He never told her that she had siblings. She is a driven career woman, got pregnant accidentally, didn't want to jeopardize her career. And what does her boyfriend do? He pulls some manipulative BS just like your dad did, roped in family members, and tried to shame her. Your dad was just as controlling of her as his parents were to her bio mom. From this story, it sounds as if your sister was raised to think her mother was a monster. She probably thought she was doing the right thing at the time. Later, she went on to have her own family on her own timeline. Your father is the monster. How horrible is that? To find out that you have siblings and your dad knew how to locate the birth mother all this time. She should have been put in touch with her as soon as she started to ask about her. Update. I've had more time to think, and here's why I think I might be the a-hole. My dad is not acting like himself since the fight he had with Amanda before she had her abortion. He is normally very chill and non-confrontational, but since Mark told him about Amanda's pregnancy, my dad turned into a totally different person. He clearly gave her the gift in an attempt to punish her. He knows that her bio mom is a really sore subject for her. Amanda never speaks about her anymore, not since our uncle told her what happened, and she is already a mess since Mark broke up with her. They have been together for 6 years, and they were supposed to get married this year. To make things worse, my dad gave Amanda's number to her bio mom, and she is absolutely scared of talking to her. But my brother thinks otherwise. He thinks dad gave her something that she always wanted. My mom surprisingly has been silent during all that mess, which probably means she doesn't oppose what my dad did, which is really surprising since she is normally very sensible. To top it off, my brother has been really annoying, saying that I should not have gotten involved, and calling my dad all those names was really wrong. I love my dad, and he's been a great dad, but this thing with Amanda has me really upset. My dad and my mom haven't talked with me or Amanda for months, which makes me think I am indeed the a-hole. Our last 2 comments come from Love Fashioned and Blue.Baby122. Love Fashioned says, "Don't feel that way. Everyone sucks here. All of this seems really hard and complicated, and hurtful and sad. However, Amanda isn't the only one hurting. I feel for Mark, who didn't get to be a father to the child he helped create with a woman he loved and intended to marry. Everyone talks about poor Amanda and her hopes and dreams. No one cares about Mark. I get it. Amy worked her butt off in med school, but she crushed Mark's dreams to be a father. That makes her an a-hole in my book." Blue.Baby122 says, "Wow, what a crazy echo chamber here. Everyone sucks here. Your dad's actions were kinda cruel. He deliberately kept this information from her for her entire life, and then surprises her with pictures and contact info for her real mom as a punishment? Your dad has the luxury of time, wisdom, and experience. I think he sees things through the lens of a father, husband, and what would have been a grandfather. Is it not possible that he really is just emotionally tapped from all of this? Sounds like he was a pretty decent dad to you guys your whole lives, and now he takes a moral stand on something he genuinely believes in. You call him a monster for it? That seems a little unfair. Obviously, the fiancé thought so too. Throwing away 6 years and a future lifetime together is a big, big decision. Yeah, it's ultimately your sister's choice to make, but your family's experience with her shows that other options are possible, and the child can grow up to be a beautiful person. It kind of sounds like your sister might have not given all her options the proper due diligence, just so she could have an easier time with her own career. All that said, your dad went hard with his response, but your sister showed that she's a big enough girl to end a pregnancy, and so she should be big enough to confront the things your dad has sheltered her from all these years. Who knows? Maybe it honestly might be good for her to connect with her biological mom and let the healing begin. Hey Code Karen community, what would you do in this situation? I'd love to hear your comments. See you in the next story.